Hey guys, welcome to Draw Near Moment. My name is Titus. It's that moment of the week where we draw near to Christ together. This week, what is the biggest problem with video games? Let's get to it. Now, if you asked a random person this question, you'd get a variety of answers. If you asked a gamer, they might say, there's not enough good ones, or they might say they're way too expensive. But if you asked a concerned parent, they might say they're way too violent, or they're too addictive, or my kids play them way too much. And I know that video games are a little bit of a issue, or not an issue, but they're like a big topic on YouTube. In fact, the most popular channel in the world, or whatever, the most popular YouTuber in the world, I should say, it was a guy who just plays video games, and people just watch him play video games. So I want to come at this from a different angle, and I don't want to make a lot of people mad, but I want to offer you some insight, because I think I have a unique perspective on this, because I like video games. In fact, I play them quite a bit. Sometimes I play them more than others. But what I've found for myself personally, and maybe this is true for you too, is that when I am like really, really into video games, like that's like all I want to do, it's because for whatever reason my life isn't really like giving me that sense of satisfaction that I want. So I like retreat. I just like, give me a video game, because I want that sense of satisfaction. I want that sense of where like I rescued something, or that I slayed the dragon, or I found this awesome sword. I get that sense that like I've done something, but in reality, I haven't done anything. In fact, when I turn the video game off, I'm going to return right back to the same life that I left. Now, this is kind of an issue. And this is why they're so addictive. It's because of that sense of accomplishment. It's not that I don't think people are like, I just really love violence, just give me violence, give me violence. No, it's that sense, like that immersion, that thing where the video game kind of takes you into it. Like you feel like you are the character in that situation. But in reality, you're not. You're you. You're just, the video game was designed to make you feel that way. Now, I'm not saying this is right or wrong or whatever. I'm just saying, I just want to point out that that's why they're so addictive. It's because, or at least that's why so many people are so addicted to them. In fact, there are a lot of people out there that are super addicted to them. They work a dead-end job during the day so they can play video games all night long, because life maybe hasn't gone the way that they wished it would. But if they had a better life, maybe they wouldn't feel the need to play as many video games. Or maybe just the really, really good ones. Anyway, I just want to bring this up to say that it's not just video games. In fact, a lot of different types of media bring this same kind of sense of satisfaction. Novels do the same thing. They make you feel like you're the character. They make you feel scared, or they make you feel happy, or whatever. They just bring you into that. I would also say the same thing about movies, TV shows. I'd even say sports. They give you that sense that, like, your team scored a touchdown. And, you feel awesome about that. That's great. But it's a problem when our culture is so obsessed with this stuff. It's a problem when we work 40 hours a week and then we spend another 40 hours in these fictional fantasies. That's a problem. And not everyone does that, but there's a lot of people who do. It reminds me of a movie. There's this movie that's not too old. It's called Inception. It's a pretty awesome movie. Where basically there's this part in the movie where there's like this underground thing. It's like this underground business thing or whatever. And Inception's about is a movie about dreams. So basically what's going on in this particular part are there these like lines of people that are asleep. And they've put them on these drugs or whatever to let them feel the kind of dreams that they want to have. And so, or they have the kind of dreams they want to have, I should say. Anyway, but I remember feeling like this sense of like sadness for these people. Like they're so unsatisfied with their lives that they want to live in a dream world that they can do whatever they want. And it's like, I remember feeling awful for them, but at the same time, now I look back on it and I'm like, that's us. Like a lot of us just don't want to live in reality anymore. And as video games become more and more immersive, like with the Oculus Rift, they're basically like they're gonna put goggles on your face and like you're in the video game. And as movies become like, they've been doing the whole 3D thing, and and maybe they do smell-o-vision, who knows? But as these types of entertainment become more and more immersive, we're gonna find that people are gonna retreat from life more and more. They're not going to, because life has not been kind, it's been cruel, they haven't got the things that they wanted in life, so they just want to retreat to this thing that's not real. Now maybe it's not real, but they give you that sense that it is. And it's kind of a sad reality. Now, see, I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, and so I don't necessarily believe that video games are wrong, and I don't think necessarily entertainment's wrong. But I believe that God put us on this earth for a very specific reason. Like, everyone's got their own purpose. Everyone has something that they were put here to do. And if you don't believe that, that's okay, but I want to read some verses that kind of give some hope to this whole sad reality. The first one's in Jeremiah 29:11. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." This one I like just as much. Habakkuk 2:3. "For the vision awaits its appointed time. It hastens to the end. It will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay." In other words, what it's talking about, like that thing, that vision that you have for your life, if you are patient enough, and if you go after it enough, it will eventually come. Don't give up. And when I read stuff like this, I'm like, God put me on this earth to do something. And if I'm patient, if I'm diligent, if I don't get too distracted with things that aren't real, then maybe I will get to achieve those things. Maybe I'll be able to get to go after that thing, whatever it is. And I will actually have a real sense of satisfaction. I will actually have accomplished something and not have just felt like I have. And see, that's where I want to inspire you, or just maybe to give you a little bit of guidance. If that's you, if like media is like got you by the gills, like you are just right there into it, I would just say this: just wean yourself off of it. Go do something that matters. Volunteer for something. Learn about something. Get a book that's not a novel. Learn and learn and learn, so then you can actually go out and make a real impact and have real satisfaction. And my hope for me and my hope for you is, as we wean ourselves off of these things, that we'll spend more time achieving that destiny. Not Destiny the video game, but our actual destiny, that thing that God has put us on this earth to do. And that will be an awesome, awesome thing, and it's not worth trading our lives for something that isn't real. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Draw Near Moment. I hope it was helpful, and I hope as God has been kind of teaching me this stuff, and like as God has been kind of weaning me off of video games, maybe He's doing the same thing for you, whatever that thing is for you that you just like it's just got a hold of me. But I just want to say that thank you for joining, and let me know what you think below. There's the comment section. You can also hit the like or the dislike button, and just let me know. It'll help me improve, and maybe I'll be able to cover something that you want to hear about. So anyway, you might notice some stuff on the screen. If you want to stay in touch with what I'm doing, you hit that subscribe button below. You can also follow me on Twitter. That's another way to follow what I'm doing. And if you want to see more Draw Near Moment, there's 2 buttons. You can go back to a previous episode, or you can hit the next button. If it's been a week, then that one will be live as well. So anyway, thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week for another episode of Draw Near Moment. See ya.